Welcome to this Flows API integration demonstration. We're going to show you how to do web API integration as simply as possible. You will need your team access, a Postman or similar, or just a curl, your access token. You're going to call the API, watch flow learn the shape, then create a new flow, rerun the Postman, and that's it. Absolutely everything integrated. So first of all, what's the API that you actually call? We will give you this actual root URL when you join up with us, but it is essentially flows/message/ trigger name. Now the trigger name can be anything, should be useful to the end user, such as deposit, or in this case Mike's test message, and spaces are allowed. When you call this in debug mode, you should actually add the async true or false to the end of the statement. This just returns more useful information when you're debugging, but in the production environment, remove it unless you need the information in your front end. So in your team access, on the top right, you have a drop down. If you click it, you will see a list of all the teams that you have access to, and at the top you have team setup. In here you can see your websites that you're listening to. You have to decide which one you're going to send to. We're going to send to Casino Flows. By clicking that, you will actually get your your GUID that you need to put in the header message. Now you can either select it and copy it, or alternatively click the little button to the right. Now we go into Postman. In Postman you have the URL that you're going to send to, along with Mike's test message at the top, and async equals false. The Q token you paste in as required, and then we need to look at the body we're actually going to send. Now this will be told as Mike's test message, and we're just sending in a name, an age, a standard JSON packet with some more information. You can nest it and send arrays happily. When you hit the send button, it runs away and it comes back telling you we've learned something. So we've learned all the new fields, we've told them what we've called them, it's a new message as well. If you were to resend this message again, it will learn nothing. So that is Flows already integrated to a certain extent, but of course it's not doing anything. So we jump into the Flows front end again. Here you can see we've got the Flows Demo Casino opened up. We're going to create a new flow. You click the new flow button and give it a name. This is a test flow, so I'm just going to call it test. Now the trigger, here you have to choose what trigger you want. Now you can see at the bottom there, it says Mike's test message. So now we click on that and we start deciding which stages we want to do. So we're just going to add a root flow in, which is a yes/no kind of thing. And we're just going to say, what have you learnt? So these are all the messages we've learnt. So this would be the end user, not the techie now. And you say age, and we click the little box that says it's a numeric calculation. Age is greater than, say, 25. Dead simple. Now we're just going to tell it if it is true. What we're going to do? Well, we're going to return something to the front end. So we just add a box, add response to the front end, and we're going to have it's going to return it in a variable name. We just type that in, and now we put a message. So your ages, etc. You just type in as normal. Welcome, whatever you want to do. This is just the message saying yes, it's in here, and you're going to use other variables, so we'll use name in here. Now we want to return something if you're too young, so we'll just duplicate this stage, add it to the bottom, wire it up to the red output of the question, and this time we'll just go and change the message again. This time essentially saying you're too young, can't gamble here, whatever it is. Of course, these are very simple. It could be data manipulation, it could be anything here, calling third-party APIs. It's your choice, it is your flow. Now we hit the save button. At this point it becomes saved in the system. You get a full version history down the left hand side. There's only one version here, and when you're ready to enable, you just hit the enable button on the version you want, so you can go roll back versions quite happily. Back in Postman, we haven't changed anything yet. All we're going to do is go over to the send button and press it again. Let's see what happens. So we go to the send, it runs, and there we go. It's come back, it's told you it ran a flow, it's come back with the information file time, and you can clearly see it says you are 29, welcome Mike. If we go and change the age to something different like 24 and hit the send button again, we get a different message back. It's a very simple integration method.